If you like storytime vibes, hit subscribe and let's dive in together.
She looked at me that night like a judge delivering a sentence. "You're sleeping in the guest room until you apologize," she said. Not asked. Declared. Like a verdict carved in stone. I didn't respond immediately. I just watched her, my wife, my business partner, my once equal in everything. The same woman who used to whisper admiration now stood there, arms crossed, eyes sharp, ready for war. And I said calmly, "Fine." No shouting, no defense, just one word. But in that single syllable, I didn't surrender. I ignited. You see, once we were partners, not just in marriage but in ambition. Two minds drawn to each other like fire and oxygen. When we first met, I was managing a small but respected consulting firm. She was a rising star in a large corporation, confident, magnetic, ruthless in all the right ways. We made each other better. I taught her how to read people, how to win without confrontation, how to make others think they were in control while she quietly steered the ship. She used to lean in after every deal and whisper, "You always see 10 moves ahead." Those words used to fill me with pride. But somewhere along the line, her whispers turned into commands. At first it was subtle, a joke at my expense during dinner, a small dismissal wrapped in laughter. I brushed them off. Stress, I told myself. Everyone changes under pressure, but cruelty, even in small doses, corrodes respect. And respect, once gone, doesn't return quietly. The night I realized it was more than stress, we were at a board dinner. Her company's directors, polished and proud, surrounded the table. She raised her glass, smiling that perfect camera-ready smile. "And this," she said, gesturing toward me, "is my house consultant." The room erupted in laughter. I smiled too, that kind of smile you wear like armor, but something cracked inside me. I didn't know it yet, but that was the moment our partnership began to die. Betrayal doesn't always come with shouting or slammed doors. Sometimes it begins with laughter, the kind that hides a knife behind the punchline. I should have seen it coming. I always did before, but love blinds even the strategic. The real betrayal came later, quiet, digital, and cold. Her laptop was open one night after a board meeting. I wasn't snooping. I just noticed. Emails. Between her and the company's CFO. At first I thought it was business, reports, numbers, but the words weren't professional. They were intimate. And then I read a line that stopped my breath. "I'll talk to him tonight. Once he signs the papers, we'll move forward." Not divorce papers, share transfer agreements. The shares I had trusted her with temporarily, while I handled another project. The shares she was trying to use to cut me out of the company we built. She wasn't just betraying our marriage. She was erasing me from our life, our legacy, our empire. My heart didn't break that night. It calculated. So I followed her order. I moved into the guest room, just as she commanded. She thought she'd won a small victory, but in truth, she had declared war. That night, I began preparing, quietly, methodically. I gathered everything, every email, every hidden account, every detail of her secret alliance. I found her former assistant, a woman dismissed for incompetence, but with a photographic memory and a deep grudge. That combination was gold. Together we built a silent archive, evidence that told the story she thought she had buried. While she flaunted her success, I became a ghost in her world, unseen, untraceable, patient. Silence became my sharpest weapon. I consulted my attorney, a man who owed me favors and, more importantly, loyalty. Together we crafted divorce papers that were less legal forms and more like a chessboard. Every clause a trap, every paragraph a quiet storm. I transferred my shares from the joint trust, leaving a digital trail that led straight to her CFO. they wouldn't see it coming. Not yet. She was too consumed by her own expansion, too confident to notice her empire's foundations beginning to rot. The night before I left, she stood in the guest room doorway. "Are you done sulking?" she asked. Her tone was casual, but her eyes were sharp, dissecting me like prey. I looked at her. Really looked. The tailored suit, the sharp gaze, the same arrogance that once fascinated me. "I'm done," I said. She smiled, satisfied. "Good. Apologize tomorrow and you can come back to bed." I nodded once. Tomorrow never came. By dawn, I was gone. Half my belongings packed. My side of the bed, empty and cold. And beside her favorite coffee mug, a stack of papers waited. Divorce documents, evidence of her fraud, her emails, her secret accounts. By noon, her CFO's name was all over the financial news. Insider trading, whispers of an affair, allegations of embezzlement. Her empire didn't explode. It collapsed. Quietly. Precisely. Exactly as I intended. She called me that evening. 23 missed calls before I finally answered. When I picked up, her voice was trembling, fragmented between fury and fear. "What have you done?" she whispered. I let the silence stretch before answering. "What you taught me," I said. "I learned from the best." She exhaled, part sob, part disbelief. "You ruined everything." "No," I said calmly. "You did. I just stopped cleaning up after you." And then I hung up. That was the last time we ever spoke. A week later, I watched her press conference from a distant hotel room. She wore black, her voice steady but hollow. She blamed internal betrayal, mismanagement, everyone but herself. That was the difference between us. She thought control was power. I knew real power was patience. Sometimes late at night, I still remember the way she used to look at me when she thought we were unstoppable, two forces building something immortal. But love and ambition don't mix forever. One always devours the other. Revenge, people say, is sweet. It's not. It's cold, calculated. It doesn't bring joy, only clarity. I didn't destroy her out of anger. I did it because she forgot who I was, the man who helped her rise, the man she tried to lock out of his own life. She built her empire on the illusion of control. Now she lives in the ruins of it. And me? I sleep soundly, in my own room.